Really want to hear what y'all had to think about this. Happened a few weeks back in January, and we didn't talk about it. And now feel that you here. I know you don't like this individual, so try to leave your bias out of it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what did y'all think about the LeBron 23 Martin Luther King shoes? Did y'all hear about that? The controversy around it, anything of that nature?
I
I
I
heard a
de-
little bit.
yeah, I definitely
So
heard
just
about it
for
for
those
sure.
out there, obviously, if you're familiar with your history, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Lorraine Hotel or Motel, and LeBron has a pair of LeBron 23s that he has in the colorway of the Lorraine Motel, like hotel sign, and selling for like 200, 225 a pair. And a lot of people were saying it was very distasteful because you're putting, you're putting commerce on Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy, or you're kind of celebrating this moment when it's just like, all right, bro, like what you doing? Why are you trying to make money off these? If you want to commemorate them as a PE, that's one thing. But for you to be selling these and kind of hype it up as MLK, a lot of people found it distasteful and they were calling them out for it. Just wanted to hear y'all thoughts on that. If y'all had any opinions at all, we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. It was just something that was very interesting when I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, they make a good point. What do you think, Phil? We'll start with you.
I mean, I definitely will attempt to put my bias aside, but even the name of it, because every time they do a release, a collab, whatever, they name it. Like even the shoe being named "Honor the King" didn't sit right with me, because like you refer to yourself as the king, like you think you the king. Like "Honor the King" doesn't say "Honor Dr. King" to me. You know
I
what
didn't
I'm
even know it was
saying? Like
named that. I didn't even know
it's
they were
like a
named that.
double entendre. Brian think he a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He think he invented the double disc. So like, like I don't like that off the jump. Also, I haven't lost a lot of people like extremely close to me. That you will revere like a Dr. King, but like don't do anything to celebrate where I died, especially if I was murdered. I ain't even just
Yeah.
die there. Like I was murdered there. You know what I'm
Hold on,
saying? Like,
real quick. I'm sorry. I put it on everything. That's one of the weirdest things that tripped me out about my first time going to Dallas. So JFK's memorial site and all that stuff is downtown. It's like a tourist track. They literally have an X on the street where he was shot. You can walk up on the street where he got shot and like stand on it and all
I
type of
stood
shit.
there.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things. The first time I saw it, there's a lot of different thoughts that you have. But one of the things was, don't nobody else think this a little bit weird? Like to come into like come visit where somebody got their head blown off.
Yeah.
And that's just a little bit different. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know how other people think.
Like that's like selling tickets to the theater where Abe Lincoln got popped. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, to my knowledge, Bron's team is black. I'm sure it wasn't like Nike just stamped this without Bron seeing it, without Bron's team. Like Bron probably picked the name Honor the King. You know what I'm saying? Like so. As much as I would love to give him a pass because Bron does do a lot socially and a lot of philanthropic efforts, and he's always trying to, in my opinion, even though I don't like him, always trying to push the culture in a positive way. That I ain't like. Maybe he built up enough equity to be forgiven for something like this, but I ain't like it at all. Not anything about it.
What was his response? Did he say that he didn't have nothing to do with it? It was his team. Like, did he explain?
I don't know if he had any response. I'll look that up.
I can't say I saw a response. Yeah,
I think it's just at some point, like he does do a lot socially. Phil, I agree with you, but at some point too, being like the famous person that you've been for the last 25, 30 years, I think you do start to lose touch a little bit. And even if they ran the idea by him, or they didn't, if they didn't, then somebody need to be fired. But if they did run it by him and he was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea, I can kind of give him a little leeway, just like not putting that much thought to it and thinking that's a good idea. If he came up with the campaign and he thought this would be cool and took it to his team, I look at it a lot differently. Yeah, but if somebody ran it by him and he was like, yeah, okay, that sounds cool to me, and now you're getting backlash for it, I mean, it ain't no excuse, but I get it, him being LeBron James.
But isn't it to push back on that point a little bit? Isn't that even more of a time when you make sure you pay attention to every single thing that your name is associated with when you are LeBron James? Like, I don't want anything getting through the cracks. I remember Memphis Bleak was telling a story once about the whole his podcast that he has right now. Rock Solid podcast. And he said I had to hit up Jay-Z for the clearance for using the Rockefeller chain. And he said Jay was asking him like a million questions about, who owned this? Who owned that? Like, what's this? I don't just give my likeness away. And it's just more so that thought process of, I know you asked me for a favor, but I got questions to ask because this is my name, this is my legacy. I feel like Bron should be on that same level of, I can't just passively say, yeah, sure, that's a good idea. And the next thing you know, you got the Boomerang movie where nigga make the freaky ass commercial because you fucking in your feelings, and now your name and your whole reputation on the line because you let this nigga run wild. I don't know. I just gotta.
You're not wrong, but Bron don't strike me as that type of nigga like Hove do. Hove strikes me as that. Bron don't come off that way. You know what I'm saying? So
he ain't never run no enterprise like he ain't never run no enterprise like Hove. I see what you're saying. but it is like it's layers to it because it's like the name, right? The colorway, it matched the damn hotel, like the mock-up. Like, did you like to what level of involvement did you have? Because, like I said, it's so many levels I feel like where it's wrong at. But
I think the issue was just the tone deaf. Like, even if Spike Lee, going to your point, even if it's one of those, I say something in passing, and now you're presenting the product in front of me. Like, you should have enough awareness to be like, hold on.
You should. I don't disagree with that. I just don't.
But
LeBron don't strike me as that dude, though. Nah,
that's fair. That's fair. And if you're not, do you think
you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to diss him when I say that. I know it can sound like this, but he just don't strike me as that. He strike me as I'll put my name on it. I'm LeBron, and it'll go up after somebody had that deal. Versus, hold on, let's vet this out. So.
That's cool, and that's all we can leave the conversation there because I think once I've reached a point in life where once it reaches a point where you ain't that type of person, that's when I'm done with it. I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna try to change your mind. It is what it is.
I got a question for you two brothers. Another current event that I forgot to ask you.
Did y'all see,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to see if it's something I already got on the rundown.
Did y'all see Tony Yayo and Uncle Mert on the plane?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. Let's go ahead and get into the show. But before we do. Phil. Well, first, let me say this. Shout out to Dro.
Shout out to Dro,
man. Dro listened to Chapter 53. We'll do the intro here in a second. But he FaceTimed. Random in the middle of the day. Dro FaceTimed me randomly in the middle of the day. Listening to our episode. It was Friday. He was like, I heard you. He said I had to call you on this because I heard you say Gibbs had 6 classes in a row, and I had to say you damn right. I'm like,
shout out to Mo, man.
But
shout out to Mo, man.
Oh, that's Dro, not Mo.
I mean, Dro.
Mo ain't never heard.
Dro.
Mo ain't never heard of Freddie Gibbs.
Mo got y'all listening on the Drake on the intro still, so I know he. You know what I'm saying?
But no, but that's not why I want to shout out.
Now.
But that's not why
you don't want no record of that. You don't want that in text. You don't want no call log with it. Like I would FaceTime a nigga too and say that.
That's a good.
Well, that's not even the reason he get the shout out. The shout out is because I said on that episode that I was going to a concert, right? And I've talked a lot about me being my last year, my 30s, just kind of like just do stuff, just all that, have fun, the whole nine. And I told myself, man, you know what? I'm gonna go to that San Diego. Joe called me and said, all right, what show we going to? You say San Diego, right? And that accountability. Nothing like it. Because Dro, it's right there. Yeah, you can't tell him no. Like, nigga, I just heard you say you was going to San Diego. He said, I'm about to buy my, and the way Dro does it, he don't just ask you, I'm about to buy my ticket right now.
You said it. You already supposed to be doing it. I'm just trying to match up with you. That's how Dro looking at it.
Bro, call me. I'm about to buy my ticket right now. Before you even get a chance to say, hold on, wait, nigga, off the phone, send you a picture of his ticket. So, of course, you got to be like, I bet I'm getting the ticket. I was going to do it anyway, but it is good to have somebody hear you say, "Oh, you gonna do that?" Bet. Let me see if you're serious or not.
Facts.
Yeah. So like, I gotta connect with Dro, man. I fuck with that.
I fuck with Dro, man. Y'all very much alike, you and Dro, as far as the way y'all go about your business. It's very, very direct to the point, and I fuck with it, man. So shout out to Dro for that.
That's why he's one of my favorite people, man. 100%.
Nah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. But we back. Another week in the books. Book 2, Chapter 54. Putting those numbers on the board. I'm your host, Rich, joined by the legend Spike Lou.
What
We
up,
are not
though?
here by ourselves. We brought back a fan favorite, man, a bookworm favorite.
Come on, man, stop
you
it.
know, man, people were saying like, yo, man,
Yeah,
that
they
was that
fuck with
Phil
Phil.
episode. That Phil fellow, he's all right. He's all right. Now, people really, they really rock with your episode, the things you had to say, and I think they're gonna rock with this one as well. When we get into our main topic, but my brother Phil is here with us. Phil,
Yes,
how you
sir.
feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Y'all have lifted my spirits on this evening, man. It's good to end your day on a high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm excited
100%.
to join y'all again. Looking forward to the conversation and wherever it may take us. And yeah, man, I'm love is in the air, man. It's that time of the year, right?
All right, nigga.
All
Hey,
right
man.
now. I'm not,
I'm just showing y'all some love, man. The girls do the
No.
Galentine's. I'm just showing the brothers some
Okay.
love. Man.
That's fair, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, but it's good to have you with us here with us, my brother. Looking forward to this episode. We got a lot to talk about, so we're gonna get right into it. A couple current event things. Spike Lou, I know you just kind of mentioned part of it. That's definitely one that we had on the list. So let's go ahead and roll it out about the Tony Yayo, Ja Rule, Uncle Murder situation. I want to hear your thoughts on it and what you thought when you saw the video.
You start with me.
Yeah, if you want to set it up,
Okay.
you want me to set it up? I can set up the
what
scene.
happened? I said it.
Go
up.
ahead.
Tell me how you saw the videos, because I feel like it was a few floating around. So
It was a few floating around. The first one that came out, Yayo put that out. And so what happened? They were leaving the Super Bowl, and all three of them just so happened to be on the same flight. Not even just the same flight. They were one row behind Ja Rule, so they got perfect position. And the video to answer your question that I saw, Phil, is them filming him, trying to talk greasy, essentially. But he was talking greasy back. He wasn't looking like no chump. Then I saw another video that TMZ released where I guess he was getting escorted off the plane, and he was calling them police ass niggas. And if y'all trying to get to it, let's get to it. Then
let's shake.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's move some furniture in here. But I thought it was lame as hell. I thought it was lame as hell by Yayo, lame as hell by Uncle Murder, in the sense of our niggas is damn near 50, bro. Like this is we on a plane. Like if it's anywhere that is off site, it ain't on site. It's in the airport on the plane. I've always said on here, you'll never catch me probably fighting in no airport. Like it had to be egregious to get in a fight at the airport. Yeah.
So I ain't doing no Fed time.
No, not at all. And even beyond that, like I ain't getting banned off no flights. But I respect Josh standing on business and responding. I put more blame on Murder and Yayo because he didn't look like he was bothering them. He looked like he was just like we on a plane. He done been on a plane with 50 before. It didn't nothing happen. You know what I'm saying? So it was just lame with them too. And they trying to do all this around their podcast that they launching. It's lame. It's some New York nigga shit to me.
Spike love. If Spike don't do nothing else, he gonna shit on the whole city.
He shooting at you because your hat.
They know I ain't from New York. But my biggest thing, just my quick 2 cents. Yeah, I think it's lame because you try to make it look like one thing, but it was really another. Right. And that was the biggest thing. I was like, all right, bro. Like for one, I've shared my thoughts with both of y'all about how I feel about 50 right now. Like, somebody who grew up loving 50, I just don't understand. This is really a conversation about how we as men, how we as black men should be progressing and growing. I think more than anything. I respect people in their brand and what they're known for. I get it. And that's who 50 is. I think that's who he's going to be forever. But it does make you want to ask a question. At what point do you grow? At what point do you kind of mature from being that petty or trying to like really have beef with everybody that you come across or finding a way to hold on to things longer? Now, I heard me say it before. Shout out to Chaz. When you feel disrespected, act accordingly. There's a long-standing issue and a deep disdain between those two brothers and their camps. And I'm not here to tell 50 you need to let it go because, if somebody tried to kill you or try to take you out, allegedly, then by all means hold whatever grudge you want to. So I'm not even here to have that conversation, but I just wonder at what point do we reach that peace in our own life? And a lot of people started with the think pieces. They talk about 50 not, you look at his family life as far as got an estranged son. He doesn't have a partner or a wife. He's just kind of bitter and old man. not old. He's not old, but you get what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to paint it at. And that was the most interesting thing for me, just trying to figure that part of it out. Because I don't like to see someone who I'm a fan of go out in that manner. Like, you better than this, black man. Like, I feel like it, but it's not my place to say he is. Maybe the correct thing to say is I want to see better from you. You might not be better than this.
And I'll shoot it over to you, Phil. But to respond to what you said, that's what make it even more lame. Is that 50 wasn't even there? Like, it's up between 50 and Ja. Like, if I'm Ja, like, y'all, like, what was you gonna do? Go back and tell 50, oh, I did something to Ja. What they get you if 50?
Yeah, that's they pops.
Check? Exactly. That's what make it even more lame. Like, you doing this to go report back to a nigga. Like, you don't even, like, especially Uncle Murder. Like, he came in way at the end of it.
Yayo, I can understand. Because Yayo been around.
Maybe.
I can understand Yayo. Yeah. But Uncle Murder for sure. What you doing, bro? Sit down. This ain't even got nothing to do with you. So yeah, and it's also funny to see, and I'm gonna kick it over to you as well, Phil. It's also funny to see the internet's response and how things change over years, because when you were around during 03, 04 and the 50 Ja beef was at its height, Ja was looked at as a loser. Like, everybody just kind of forgot about the hits that he gave you, and he was just a loser. He the dude that 50 on top of pause, and that's it. But now you see people saying, "Yo, Ja legend, y'all look lame." It's like people are finally catching up, or at least they're aging and maturing to the point like, "Yo, this is corny." Like, these niggas are grandfathers. Like, could you imagine yourself at 50, like, acting like this, recording somebody in front of you that you had beef with from 20-something years ago, bro? It's never that deep. It's just kind of weird. But Phil, what did you think about the situation?
Yeah, I mean, y'all definitely unpacked a lot and touched on a lot of different things, and I think it is lame. I think it is unfortunate. I hate that it's even highlighted and spotlighted. And Lou hit on one of the main things that was on my mind is, like, to me, it seemed like Uncle Murder was the main instigator, and you got the least to do with it. Like, Yayo was really in them battles, them studios, them tussles with 50 in them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he went away for a minute, so maybe he wasn't present for all of them, but he was there during that period. And like you said, Spike, like, it's between that's 50 has made it clear it's up forever. So it fall in line with what you said. If you feel disrespected, act accordingly. 50 felt disrespected however long ago, and he's gonna act accordingly until he is put in the dirt. That just is what it is. But that's between 50 and Ja. You know, like, it seemed like Ja didn't even realize they was there till they started barking. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think any of them really wanted to do anything. Ja just wanted to get put off so he could just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just get on the next flight and not have to deal with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was lame all the way around, but I think Ja handled as best as he could, and, you know, salute to him for that. But it was whack to me.
I got a question coming off that and taking it away from them. How far do you carry your man's beef?
That's if we together, it's wherever you want to take it. It's wherever you want to take it. If I see your op and I just see him, we ain't together. It's what I could care less about you, bro. You unless you pose some type of threat to me, and if that's the case, I'm probably gonna be the aggressor because I ain't gonna let you if it's really like that. But outside of that, I could care less. I might tell you, hey, I seen such and such as such and such, but like it ain't about to be that.
To that point, I don't want any friends to where I can tell them, like, hey, I saw such and such, and they get mad at me for not doing nothing. Like, if they get mad, like, well, why you telling me? Why you ain't pull up? Nah, we ain't cool though. Yeah. Like, because what the fuck are you talking about right now? Right. You know what I mean? There's just certain things you just like, all right. It is what it is. Like, but yeah, that's a great question. How far do you carry your man's beef? Once again, like Phil said, if we side by side and it's up, then it's up. I'm not about to name it.
It's wherever it's going.
Right.
Yeah, but like, I'm taking my kids to the park, nigga, and I see your man
pull up at the wing spot. Yeah, we both pull up at the wing spot. I ain't like getting down to the wing spot.
I ain't wasting no wings on the nigga. No.
It's supposed to get it shaking in the, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm not about to get it shaking. Like,
MC Dinosaur Barbecue.
We're younger than straight up. We're younger than Yayo and Murder and them, but we all have old enough to realize we got stuff to lose, and we have zero interest in engaging in any of that bullshit. Like, it's got to really be Like somebody had to die. Like somebody had to die, somebody had to get violated, something like that for it to be up in that nature. Like, bro, if it's just some petty words or niggas don't like each other, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. But that is very, I just hate to see it, man. It's just sad. Like, we got to be better than this. And like I said, when you saw that video from TMZ, you saw Ja really standing on it. Y'all really tried to make it seem like Ja ran and y'all laughing.
Right. Yeah, like they punked him off of us.
Yeah, like
and Ja better shake the
what it
both of
was.
them. Ja probably would have whooped Yayo and murdered for real.
Yeah, John Shape, man, he would have washed him. So it's just, I don't know, it's just lame. Whatever. I guess we're in the age now where if you don't like it, turn it off, and that's just what it is. I do want to talk about something a little bit more common, something that we all can relate to, and that is what happened on Club 520 this past week. So for those who don't know Club 520 podcast, you know, we all agreed that the Yayo, all that shit was lame. This can be a different conversation. I think we might look at it lame, but it's more. This is more likely to happen to us than somebody trying to fight us in the airport. So on Club 520, which is Jeff Teague, who was former NBA player, they have Zaire Franklin. Or Zaire Smith, excuse me. Damn. Zaire Franklin.
Zaire Franklin. See?
Zaire Franklin. See?
He gonna pull up on you.
That's what he do. That's why he was mad.
Right the first time. I said it right
That's
the first
why
time.
It's exactly why he was mad, though.
So
because people gonna start doing it now. Yeah.
See? Exactly. So Zaire Franklin, who I know, I watch NFL. Zaire Franklin, all-pro linebacker for the Indianapolis Colts. Very, very good. There was a conversation, it has been a conversation, and shout out to School, because School actually watches Club 520 every day. He told me ever since the Colts got eliminated from the playoffs, he said this has been building up between. He said Jeff been saying some slick shit to him, like ever since they got eliminated. And they got eliminated probably in week 15, 14.
They lost
something.
8 straight games.
Yeah.
So when I told School about this, knowing that he's a fan of the pod, he was like, bro, this has been building up. I'm not surprised this has happened. Pretty much, they were having a conversation about whose money is different, football players versus NBA. And Jeff Teague is one of those people, if you're not familiar, he will throw some extra sauce on it. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like, bro, who are you? You know, you talking like somebody you all due respect to Jeff Teague. I've known who he was since college and everything. But it gets to a moment, and we all have been there, whether it's us involved or you've seen it between your friend group, where somebody says very firmly, hey, bro, hold on. Like when the jokes turn into a hold on, bro, whoa, one second. And he told him, stop playing with my name, because he pretty much was saying, Jeff Teague was pretty much saying, I didn't know your last name. Which Zaire Franklin was like, bro, I'm on here every week. What do you mean?
I work here.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And he said it, Jeff Teague was kind of pretty much saying it to the point where you an NFL player. Who are you? Like y'all have no relevance. I just knew you by your first name. When they told me we want to have Zaire on, I had to ask who. I don't know who that is. And that's where Zaire Franklin got upset. And it's come out that he's very serious about his legacy and his name. I got it out the mud. Like, don't play with my name. Marlo stands
big jersey.
My name is my name. Like, don't play with me. We can joke, we can talk, we can do whatever, but don't talk about nobody knows who I am. Don't play with my legacy. Don't play with my name. That's just one line that he's made that you're not going to cross with impunity. And Jeff crossed it. And you can tell Zaire was really trying to keep his composure and keep it professional, but Jeff is the type that kept egging him on. You can get the fuck up out of here then. You can go. You ain't got to be here. I'm gonna lay it out for both of y'all. What did you think about this exchange? And who do you think crossed the line, and how it was handled? As far as you have somebody, I don't know the extent of their relationship. I'd imagine that over time they've gotten to know each other fairly well between working on that show. At what point does respect play a factor where even if you are joking, when you look at another man, you can tell he's not, do you pull up and say, you know what, my bad? Obviously, I did or said something to trigger you. That was not my intent. I'm backing up versus pouring gas on the fire and saying, fuck it, I'm going to push you even further. Knowing that Zaire would have balled everybody in there up.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, I personally think Jeff crossed the line. You know, I don't think it's any question in that. Maybe y'all feel differently, but he's a guest on your show, a regular guest on your show. You should know who is on your show. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And like, even if y'all not the coolest, he obviously cool with either DJ or B Hen or somebody else for him to be on there at regularly, other than just y'all all being from Indianapolis and being Colts fans, I would assume. You know what I'm saying? And like, the thing about it is, like, Zaire made it very clear what his line was. Hey, you taking it somewhere else, we ain't got to go there. You playing with my name, gang, let's not do that. He told him several times, let's not do that. Let's not go there. We live, we ain't got to go there. And Jeff kept on pushing. So my thing is like, is you really trying to go viral? Is you really trying to be like fake tough? Or like, is you trying to see what my money really like and get me sued because I'm finna ball you up because you talking to me crazy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it like, you know, them NFL niggas, especially defense, they a little lulu. You can't talk to them like that. Like, you might be able to get that off with your boys on the set that you with every single day. But nah, you can't talk to Zaire like that, a guest on your show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the others try to intervene, but at some point you got to be like, fam, you tripping, like, chill out, like, cut the live, something. You know what I mean? Like, that just it didn't need to go there because Zaire really is him. 7th round pick, became all pro, big bag. You know what I'm saying? Contract. Team captain everywhere he done been. Like, he really him. Like,
led the league in tackles
multiple times. Like, he really him. Like, and for you to play that way, when you, like, as much as I like Jeff Teague, know he went to Wake, you know, play for damn near everybody in the league. Like, you wasn't who you was supposed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, you was overrated. He was underrated. Like, any athlete gonna respect him more than they respect you. Like, if we just talking about how you got to where you got, you know what I'm saying? So put some respect on that man's name. That's all he asked you for. He ain't disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talk to you he ain't come at you crazy until you started talking to him crazy. So, you know, he lucky he ain't get balled up for real.
Well said.
Yeah, I agree. Well said. I think there's a couple things going on here too. I watch 520, but I don't watch it every day. So I'm familiar with how they get down over there. So that was new information for me when you said the school, when you said the school said this had been building. Now that makes this conversation exchange makes a lot more sense to me in the sense of, I think Jeff Teague feels threatened by him. He feels threatened by him because he's usually the only athlete up there. I'm the only nigga that been to the league. Now, if this been brewing, because I think if I'm understanding correctly, Zaire only come on during football season. And one of the things Zaire had said when they was going back and forth, like, nigga, you've been hating that the Super Bowl is a holiday, like just hating on the NFL in general. So there's some animosity there from that, I feel like. That I ain't the big dog here during the NFL season. I don't really like that. Jeff Teague seemed like I'm going to take my ball and go home type of nigga. So he can't do that because they under contract with 520. So he going to keep picking at him until you get what happened and it blew over. All that being said, where I do blame Zaire at is like, I get it. I get what you're saying, bro, but you know how they play up here. And if you can't take the jokes and don't come sit up here, like, I'm sorry, like, that's just a part of what it is and what we do. Now, that's the only place that I think that, you know, he was kind of like being sensitive about it, but I get it. Different things mean different things to people in the sense of his legacy and his name, because he didn't really, like, hold on, bro, who you talking to, until he started saying, I don't know your name. So while I feel like he was being sensitive, and once Jeff Teague understood that was the spot, because he has that animosity from him being up there all football season, now he just gonna keep poking the bear because that's the type of nigga that Jeff Teague is. So now I see you getting mad. You're telling me to calm down. I know nothing ain't gonna happen. You ain't finna ball me up here like that. No, you ain't that crazy. And if you is, then you gonna be off the show like I want you to be anyway, most likely. So I feel like it was a calculated little move by Jeff in the sense of what he was trying to get out of him. And I feel like Zaire handled it perfectly. Like, you're not finna disrespect me. I'm not finna be unprofessional, though. However, you're gonna respect me as a man. And what I do also like is when Jeff came back the next day and apologized. Like, he talked to the homies, he understood where he was wrong, and he apologized for it. I respect that. Even though he may feel a certain type of way, I respect that he apologized and that it didn't get out of hand.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because I wanted to ask you, do you think that was, when I say the word sincere, I don't want to say that he didn't mean it, but do you think he fully understands why I went left? Because Jeff strikes me as the type of person that's still looking at this like, I don't know what I did wrong. Like I really think that it took everybody there to be like, yo, bro, like I think they were all probably looking back like, damn, I can't believe you can't see that this looks bad.
He probably didn't get it until I feel like that he got a real close relationship with those brothers that he do the show with. Mm-hmm. And when they probably was sincerely like, nah, bro, you was bullshitting. Like you like there are conversations that you can have with some of your homies. I'm sure you two have this connection. Dro and I have you have connection with homeboys when you can think one thing and think you right still, but when they tell you like, nah, bro, I hear all that, but you was bullshitting. Mm-hmm. You have to consider it just because how much you respect them. Even if you still feel the way you feel, you still got to consider like maybe I was bullshitting because bro, usually he ain't gonna take it there with me or call me out like that. Yeah. So I do think that a real conversation was had with them with the other niggas on the show, and they was like, nah, bro.
So he was out of pocket. Yeah. Phil, you about to say something?
And I feel like I know somebody just like Jeff Teague. I don't even feel like the apology was even his idea. I don't even think that the apology was even his idea. You feel me?
1,000%
like,
wasn't.
As somebody who liked to be funny, I don't even feel like Jeff was being funny. Like that shit wasn't funny, bro. Like I don't like outside looking in. Maybe some people thought that was funny, but I ain't feel like that shit was funny. Like they could rag on each other. They could rag on each other in a different way, comparing their careers, comparing to all pros and all that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just disrespecting his name. Like you ain't gotta take it there. Like you talking like it's beyond me at that point. Like once you put it on my name, you feel me? Like you ain't talking about Zaire. You said Zaire. You fucking up my last name. Like that's a whole different level for me. You know what I'm saying?
That supports what Spike just mentioned. Like, yo, there's got to be something deeper here. Yeah, gotta be some kind of animosity, and you gotta think Zaire's still actively playing, and not just he's not like shout out to Pat McAfee who's made a great career, but he's a punter. Like, if he comes on my show, like even if you playing, bro, like you might have a personality, but I'm not. NBA niggas ain't feeling threatened by a punter. Like all pro linebacker, they might feel that way.
Yeah.
So that's a great point. That's a great pull. But it's the lesson here for me was the ending, kind of like what we just talked about, which is the importance of having a brotherhood, importance of having real people around you that can pull you to the side when they see some bullshit. Like, hey, bro, you handled that all the way wrong. Like, what you on? And shout out to Jeff for at least, even if he didn't believe it or didn't feel like it was necessary, having faith in his friends and his crew to know, like, you know what, if y'all saying I was out of pocket, I'll admit my wrong. Even if I disagree, I know how important it is for me to save face and from a business perspective, not to fuck up the bag, because if you got online when that happened, there's a lot of people like dogging Jeff Teague for that. Jeff always been a lame. Jeff always been this. Obviously, once the apology happened, things unchanged, but you got to start thinking as a brand who just got a shoe deal from Adidas. Like, we don't want people to say we don't want to come up there. Exactly. Like, we don't want this to be the place where people come up. I saw other podcasts with athletes start taking jabs and shots at them. Like, hey, that ain't happening up here. Come on over here and holler at us. So you, Jeff Teague, yeah, you played in the league and all that stuff. I know Mook played in the league for a minute, but other people didn't. Like, bro, this is our time. This is where we shine, and we have made a real lane for ourselves, bro. Don't fuck that up because you petty, because you can't handle somebody else coming in here.
And I hate the way it even started. Like, it was a money conversation, like the whole NFL money versus NBA money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jeff made $100 million damn near over his career. Like, you ain't even got to take it there. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's y'all blessed, man. Got it out the mud.
And that's the thing, like Zaire was saying, like, in general, yeah, we can have that conversation. NBA niggas make more money than NFL niggas. He was like, but nigga, I got a bag. What are you talking about? Nigga, I'm the highest paid defensive player on my team. We talking about different bags. So and then there was Jeff Teague point too, like, yeah, you the highest paid and you still irrelevant, nigga. Like, don't nobody know your name, and then that's where it get ugly.
Yeah.
All that shit petty, man, for what? Like, that's just once, like, I always feel like when those type of shots start getting thrown out around, or when your homeboy air quotes start, kind of airing you out in front of the hoes or whatever the case, that's built up animosity. That's been there for a while.
That's male ego, though. That's what we got.
You got
It's
my
male ego.
500.
Right. And you got
I know, right? Yeah, you got my 500 in front. Like, damn,
Is that
bro.
my shirt? Is that my shirt, man?
Hey, make sure you hang that up when you're done with it, man.
Yeah, bro, you just gonna scuff my shoes up like that. Just gonna scuff my shoes up.
Damn, man, you rolling all my. How much of my weed you done smoked? You rolling all the weed?
Bro, how much you put in the
pouring
blunt, bro?
I just got that Class A Azul, bro. How much you done drink the whole bottle?
Oh shit!
Yeah, he don't put in on nothing. You know, that's my brother though.
Yeah, Jeff
I always did it with that. That's my brother though.
Yeah, next time.
God damn, that's funny.
But yeah, man, like I said, the importance of it is just make sure you have some good people around you. And shout out to them for holding them accountable, because a lot of people can see the person, the top dog, the one who's got the notoriety, and just be quiet. Like, oh, this is his show.
Yeah.
We here because he here. We don't want to rock the boat. Like, nah, bro. And that's to what you said, Spike. You can tell their relationship's deeper than that. You know, they can talk to each other that way. A lot of people don't have that or can't do that. So, yeah. But all right, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. We got Phil on. Perfect timing, actually. This wasn't really planned in this way, but it kind of works out. I know that Valentine's Day is this upcoming weekend. And, you know, Phil, we talk a lot about, you know, you listen to our relationship episode. It wasn't really a relationship episode, just us talking about what that looks like for us at this point of time. And I thought it was important to have someone on who's in a happy, healthy marriage with a family. Not to necessarily just talk about the good times, but like, what is the key to that? Like, what are some lessons that you've learned throughout the journey as to what keeps a marriage successful? You know, there's a lot of marriages that I'm sure you've seen, I've seen, Spike's seen, that aren't successful or that end earlier. You don't really understand why. But yet you still have yours. Like, when I look at you and Shaq, like, I don't look at it as, I told you this before. I said, bro, if y'all ever break up, it's over. Like, y'all my last piece of hope and faith. Because y'all genuinely feel like y'all were made for each other. However, I do know it's not that easy. I know there's work that has to be put in. And one thing that I can say, I do appreciate this. I want to say this on record. Phil is my brother. For real. Like, we talk every day. You know what I mean? Not once in the years and years and years that Phil ever came to me and brought his relationship or his marriage to me, or done anything like that. If there was ever any issue, I would have had no idea. And I think that's one of the things that plays a long way in relationships, like being able to work things out yourself. I think when other people start getting involved and you start hearing other things, is one thing. And like I said, it's not to say that there's no ups and downs or, you know, turbulent times. That's just part of being human. That's any relationship that you in. Like, that's just, nigga, I woke up wrong. I slept wrong last night, so I'm mad. Like, that's just one of them things. But looking at y'all, knowing the dynamic of y'all relationship, I respect it and love it so much. But we really want to talk about how much work does it take to actually make that happen? Like, to the easy thing that it looks like, what do you do on a daily? Or what are some things you learned about yourself from being single to where you are now to say, you know what, I'm going to make this work?
Yeah. Quick question before you get started. How long you been married?
10 years.
Okay.
And I also want to go ahead.
I was gonna say it'd be 11 in October. So
yeah. I also want to say, similar to Josh, shout out to Josh, who's a co-author with us. Phil met his wife and immediately texted people and said, "I just met my wife." Like, day one, like first time he met her, started texting people, "I just met my wife." And here we are. That was how long ago? Y'all dated for how long before you actually got married?
Man, we dated. This was on like one of y'all topics, actually. We only dated for about a year before we got engaged, and we was engaged for like about a year and a half. So we was all in all together probably like 2.5 years before we got married. So yeah.
So you close, coming up on 13 years. So what? Yeah. Let's even start there. Like, what was it that you just knew?
You know, I truly don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we met at work. I'll say a regional bank based out of Cincinnati, and she was living in Louisville at the time. So Cincinnati being the headquarters, anybody that was newly hired in, like, I want to say like 100-something mile radius came to Cincinnati for training. So, you know, we had mainly people from Cincinnati, Louisville, Kentucky, and like Indianapolis, Indiana area, kind of all centralized in Cincinnati. So we actually met the very first day at orientation. So it's people all different type of roles within the bank. And I saw her walk past, and I'm like, wait a minute, like this ain't what I came here for. I'm here to work. This is a new job. Like, So we get to doing the little icebreaker thing, and then we had to introduce ourselves to 3 people that wasn't on our table, and it was these 3 icebreaker questions, and one of them was your favorite concert, or your first concert. I'm sorry. So I purposely saved her for last because I wanted to, if we had some extended time, I was gonna spend most of the time talking to her than anybody else in there. You know what I'm saying?
Strategic.
So, long story short, early on found out I was Alpha, she was AKA. Her first concert was Nelly, so like I clowned her about that probably like throughout that day. And then, found out we were there for the same position. We both had the same role. So it's just, she was working in Louisville, I was working in Cincinnati. So
at
that moment, I knew we was about to be together for the next 2 weeks. I knew we was about to be together for the next 2 weeks because we had orientation the first day and then personal banker essentials for 2 weeks, right? So she in a hotel for 2 weeks here in Cincinnati, don't know nobody. You feel me? So first day, it's like a group of 4 of us. We kind of hit it off, clicked up. Oh, where are we going to lunch? We went. I forget. I think we might have went to like a Mexican spot, or it was a bunch of stuff in the area. And then I think it was the second or third day because we had been taking turns. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You might be getting to my part. Go ahead.
We had been taking turns driving, and they was like, "All right, Phil, it's your turn." And I'm like, "All right, bet." And as soon as I said bet, I'm like, "Oh shit!" I was just hotboxing in this motherfucker last night. Like, ooh wee. Like, I work for the bank. Like, oh, okay, all right, we're gonna see how good I aired it out and sprayed. Woo woo. So we get in the whip, and the group of us is me, it's another brother, white girl, and my wife. And with my now wife. And they get into the other dude and the other chick get in the back. She go to get in the front seat, and she instantly look over at me like, you smoke? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I later on find out like she thought I was a square up until this point. It's a bank. I'm suited every day. Got the glasses on. I ain't wearing no contacts. I'm coming straight square mode. Like, and she really thought that. But
that's the funny part. I never get what she told me. She like, I thought Phil was she thought he was a square for real. Shout out to Weed, man. Shout out to Weed bringing y'all together.
And she ain't even smoke. But yeah, I don't really know what it was that made me send that message. I sent it to my boy Corey, who you probably done heard mentioned before, and my homegirl Toya. Them was the main 2 I text because
that
day, the very first day in that orientation. And it was, it's funny to look back on, but it's a true story. And like I said, I really can't tell you what it was in that moment, in that day, but it was just something that I felt. It was some connection.
I got something I want to say to this. No, go ahead. You can answer.
I was 25. Yeah, 25.
I got one more question to follow up with. Were you looking for a wife?
Yes, I had actually.
So this is what I was getting into. This is exactly, once again, Spike.
And I'm a believer. I grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? And when you make plans, God laugh at you sometimes. It ain't about your time. If it was our time, we'd have everything we want when we want it. You know what I mean? So I literally just came off of being celibate for 2 years. Like I was just like,
pause real quick. So that's what I was kind of getting to because I know this about you. I don't know if you were about to get into it, but I do want to take a quick second to talk about that because that's a big commitment and you stuck with it. What made you say I want to be celibate, and what gave you the self-control to stick with it for that long? Because once you did, your wife shows up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm very curious to know your thought process and what led you to even starting your celibacy journey.
For sure. So I grew up in a 2-parent household, you know, healthy marriage. My parents been married 40 years now, I think. And I knew that, you know what I'm saying? That's just always what I wanted. And I knew that what I was doing at that time was not leading to a path that was going to get me there. You know what I'm saying? I was having a lot of meaningless encounters, and I wanted the encounters to be meaningful. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I had ran my race. You know what I'm saying? Barry Sanders walked away in his prime. Sometimes you just lose your love for the game. You know what I'm saying? And that was a game I was no longer interested in playing. You know, so that honestly, that's what made me make the decision. Now, as far as the discipline thing, I actually just had a conversation with somebody at work today about this, and it wasn't about relationships or being celibate or anything, but it was I've learned from joining my non-hazing organization that everything we do, everything that we go through in life, in my opinion, is mental. Even the physical things, it's all mental. You know, like Funny Marco, it's a mindset. Like, that's the realest shit ever, in my opinion. You know, so it was just a matter of me making that decision. And like, you know me, like when I make a decision to do something, well, that's just what it is.
That was that shit in ink. You can write it in ink at that point.
And honestly, that was the decision I made. Like, it wasn't necessarily planned to be for 2 years or to be a certain length of time. It's just that I knew that's a journey I was going to take and just see where I ended up, how things went. Because I knew how things was going when I was going down that other path. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got there. So to answer your question, yes, I was looking for a wife. I wasn't necessarily looking for her at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought in that era, you're going to meet somebody online. You're going to meet somebody through a friend of a friend. You know, I never expected to meet my wife the way that I did.
Do you, when do you think she was on board? Like, when do you think she looked at you like, I met my husband?
Shit, that's a good question. It wasn't as early as I did, I tell you that much. But I would say, you know, but
you had to chase her a little bit.
A little bit, you know, we was back and forth up and down the highways, you know, from Louisville to Cincy. It's about 100 miles. So, like, after we spent them 2 weeks together, it was literally like I was down there a weekend, she was up here. I might go down there 2 weekends in a row, vice versa. And mind you, I had just graduated from college not that long ago. I was back in my parents' crib temporarily. Like, I graduated from college in May of 2011, moved back home in June of 2012. And I met my wife that following March. So like 9 months later. So like I'm at the crib with it. The house I damn near grew up in. You feel me? And she pulling up. So, you know, that say a little something, you know what I mean? Especially when you got your own place. You got a nice little loft with the spiral staircase, and you fucking with a nigga that's in his parents' basement. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a nice setup. Yeah. You know, it was still a nice, it's like I had my own spot, but I'm still at my people's crib, you know what I'm saying? So, but I ended up buying my first crib that December, like 2 days after my birthday, and she moved up that following March, actually right before I proposed. So, you know, it was definitely within that first year, the first 9 months, that I would say she really, really took me serious, because she uprooted her life and moved from Louisville to Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? So,
did she come from a 2-parent household too?
Nah.
Okay.
And she from a small city too, like a city
real small,
never heard of.
Yeah, I thought you said Louisville.
Nah, she was living in Louisville when we met. She actually lived in Paducah, and you probably know Paducah.
I know Paducah. Yeah, I'm from Tennessee. So.
Yeah,
it's right up
that's the closest airport to them.
Kentucky.
Rich.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
Paducah?
Nashville, the airport for Paducah. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, so I didn't even say I would never step foot in Paducah, but shout out to them.
Spike Lee fuck around and know some people from Paducah.
I done been up there I done been up there before, but yeah,
what you hit 8th of August or something?
Nah, we used to go up there like so when I was young, we used to go up there and like they had the lottery. Remember, Kentucky was
Mhm,
one of the few
mhm.
states that had the lottery first, so people would drive from Tennessee to Kentucky to play the lottery. So Paducah, being as close as it was, would be one of the places they drive to. And then later on, just on some like college shit, just like being outside shit.
So before we dig back into like your marriage and your family, kids, and all that, and
Mhm.
what that looks like for you and maintaining it, I want to get some feedback from you. You
Yeah.
listen to us, you know me, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you've heard all the fuckery and all the nonsense from my
Mhm.
perspective. But hearing myself and Spike Lee talk about it as two single men, kind of looking at it from, is this something I want? Is this something that's sustainable? Is this something that's at the top of my agenda? Is there anything that you listen to and say, man, these dudes are missing out on this, or I want them to experience this because of X, Y, and Z? Or what are your overall thoughts when you think about it? Because I always wonder, people who are happily married and found the love of their life,
Mhm.
if they ever have reality of how difficult it is, how rare it is for that to happen. Like, there's a lot of people. Spike said something that's been on my head ever since, which was, you can meet somebody, they can be the best person, have all the best qualities, but that doesn't mean they're for you. And a lot of
Mhm.
people see
Mhm.
those people, they meet those people, they have the checklist. Oh, you got all these qualities that I thought I would be with. I'm going to go ahead and make it work. And you find out, and I think what you mentioned earlier, Phil, that feeling of, I know this is my wife.
Mhm.
Like I said, Josh said it, other people have said it, and they still people that I feel like are still together, versus having to talk yourself into, oh, I think this woman could be a good such and such. And
Mhm.
those are the ones where it seems good and it could last, but they end up fading out. What were your thoughts when you just heard us discussing relationships and love and, you know, trying to grow that bond with somebody?
Yeah, everybody, every relationship is uniquely different. So, what works for me and Shaq may not work for the next person. And what worked for, you know, somebody's couple goals may not work for the next person. You know what I'm saying? Every dynamic is different. But I do feel that we as people were created for companionship. I don't think we're meant to be alone per se. Not to say that you got to be married, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that it's something that everyone should experience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, it's so much shit we got to go through on our own. It's so much shit we got to learn how to do on our own. But like, it's kind of like business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go far, go together. You want to go fast, go by yourself. Like, as short as life may be, it's the longest thing that we do. So,
Mm.
where we trying to, like, what is the goal to get further, or is it to get there fast? Like, I want to get as far as I can go. And I feel like having that partner is how you get there. You know what I'm saying? And you look at all, I mean, you can look, it's a numbers game. The millionaires, the billionaires, they all married. They all, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, every relationship that I have, like right now, as a 38-year-old man, like, I plan to have forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not breaking up with you. Like, Spike, we locked
Right.
in whether you want to be or not. Like, you could never respond to anything I send you on Instagram. I'm gonna keep on sending that shit.
I feel one of them people, bro.
As long as you tied in with Rich, you stuck with me, bro. Like, so it's
Phil,
like,
one of them people for sure.
Yeah, that's real.
so for me, like, I choose to text my group chat every day. I choose to text Rich every day. Yeah, I'm gonna choose my wife every day. That's easy. Like, do we see eye to eye every day? No, nobody does. You know what I'm saying? But just like all of my relationships, the good days that I have with my people are always gonna outweigh the bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we built that. Like, y'all doing a pod each and every week. That's a choice. Like, everything is a fucking choice. Like, I've been in my job 9+ years. Rich been there a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna be more loyal to a job that will replace me the next day if I was to die. Like, versus like somebody who genuinely even if they mad at me, they gonna make sure I'm straight. Even if they mad at me, they gonna make sure the kids is good. They gonna make sure I ate. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do the things they normally do. Like I wouldn't trade that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's I think, you know, we're influenced, whether we want to be or not, by the things that we see. A lot of us didn't have them positive examples. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at the shift in our country, like, just because of who is in office. Like, I never seen so much hate in the world. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just
Right.
what we program. That's what we seeing every day. And like, we get these social media, we get these unrealistic, you know, expectations, like that bullshit Rich sent me this afternoon about the dude paying his wife. Like, bro, get the like.
Said, yeah, if you approach a woman, you get. He said it was the dude, whatever it was, man. It was like some wellness dude, but he said, you shouldn't even think about dating if you don't have $300,000.
You got $300,000.
And I was like, all right, bro. Like, all
right, bro. Okay.
Yeah, like
you walked right into a question that I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
This is an idea that I toss around with people a lot when we talking about relationships. A couple of my homies are divorced, family. I've had this conversation with them, so I'd love to hear from you, being in a relationship as you were. But a lot of the problem in relationships is based on, it's like something where you said you don't see that positive example. How much, I won't even say how much easier, but how much insight did coming from a 2-parent household, people that are still together now and were together as you were young, how much insight did that give you in your thing and what you're doing now? Because a lot of people nowadays, they'll give up. And the conversation that I'm going to let you answer, I promise, but I just want to give more context. The conversation that I have sometimes is some of the biggest clashes that you have in a relationship is because you never seen anybody do it. You come from a single parent household. Your girl come from a single parent household. Your grandmama was single. Your sisters are single. Your brothers are single. And I ain't just talking about the girl. I'm talking about the man too. Your homeboys are single or divorced, and you never see the effects of a strong, positive relationship. So in turn, you don't want to stick around to work on it when something gets too heavy for you, or when something happens. It's like, you know what? I ain't got to do this because I done seen this person not do it, this person not do it, this person not do it, this person not do it. Why would I force this? And it don't feel good right now. It may feel good sometimes, but right now it feels worse than it can ever feel. So fuck it, I'm out. Do you think that seeing a 2-parent household changed that for you?
I would say yes, absolutely, 100%. And you said the key word, seeing that. Because like, as close as me and my pops are, my pops is my best friend. You feel me? Like, as close as we are, he a man of very few words. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was first generation college student. He ain't give me no advice when I went off to college, other than don't join a frat. I ain't listen. You know what I'm saying? You know, he ain't give me a lot of advice about, you know, relationships or being married, but he showed me. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him raise his voice at my mama. He never put his hands on my mama. He ain't never mess around with no other women. You feel me? So like, the thing that I saw each and every day, day in, day out, was all positive. Him showing up every practice, every game. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama was at church every single Sunday, involved in the church. That was the one thing I ain't never see. I ain't never see my daddy step foot in the church. You know what I'm saying? But everywhere else, he was present. You know what I'm saying? He was active. You know what I'm saying? He cooked, he cleaned, he did, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no, and my pop's 80. Like, my pops come from the, you know, them old
Patriarch.
antiquated patriarch. Like, but he wasn't too good to do a load of laundry, to, you know what I'm saying, cook, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. He, you know what I'm saying? And I'm forever grateful for that. But I 100% know that played a large part. Because if I did, like I said all the time, like, if I ain't have my pops, I don't know, bro. I don't know where I would be. Like, for real.
Phil a retired crash out. Like, so don't. I know y'all getting this image of, and this is exactly who Phil is. This is part of why I love him, man, because he is who he is. But he's also a retired crash out. So
that's fair.
I think it is a beautiful thing to see him in this space, because there's some stories with Phil. Let's put it like that. So yeah, I think that's important. That's a good point. What is it that, I don't know, as you look around and you see people not being successful in their marriage or relationships, what do you pinpoint that is? Or I guess let me word it like this: what would be the piece of advice you would give to anyone starting a relationship as to like, yo, these are the key things that you need to know in order to make this relationship work?
Yeah, now that's a great question, and it's really layered as well. But communication is always key. Like you're gonna have your moments where y'all playing the silent game with each other. Y'all ain't communicating like y'all normally do. But you gotta make sure at some point you gotta, all right, we ain't about to do this, back and forth. And a lot of time it's us. It's that male pride, that ego. But like at the end of the day, you the head of the household. You the leader. Like nip that shit in the bud. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you just gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike, you just do it. You feel me? Like you got to do it right then and there, because like otherwise you're gonna let it fester and become something that don't need to be. And while I don't think you need $300,000, you gotta, financial issues cause more strains and more issues with relationships than anything. We don't have that problem. I ain't got it like that. But we don't have no money issues. You feel me? Like, and it's important. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you see yourself going down that path, course correct. Don't be afraid to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure that if shit hit the fan, you doing what you need to be doing, because that's going to lead to other arguments that you don't need to have. You're going to already be stressing yourself out. You know what I'm saying? So to have added stress, you got to make sure that's taken care of. So, them the two biggest things I would say. And, you always got to remember why y'all chose each other,
How, let me ask you this real quick. How difficult was it to transition from not having to worry about someone to now every decision you make, you have to think about them? You know what I mean? I think that's one thing as me. One of the beautiful things about my life is, man, I can move however I want to move. I ain't got to answer to nobody. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. It is what it is. And when I think about myself in a relationship, for some reason, I think about that being a huge transition for me. Yeah. To literally take into account, I know that sounds like maybe selfish or wild, but to train myself to like, yo, I can't just, this ain't just about me anymore. It's about this other person. I got to make sure I'm doing that. Was that a difficult transition for you? Or was it, hey, this is what I signed up for. I wanted to do this, so I do this with the pleasure?
It was a want. It wasn't a difficult transition. And, you would think it would be. I mean, I'm an only child. I pledged by myself. I've literally done everything by myself. You know what I'm saying? My pops was 42 when he had me. My mama was 35. Like, it's even a big gap there. Like, like as far as like, some people that kind of grew up with their parents. Not me. Like, my pops is 80. Most people my age, their grandparents is 80. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was always used to it just being me and only having to worry about me. But like the people I care about, ain't nobody got to tell me to think about them. Ain't nobody got to be like, oh, what you think? How would Rich feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, even on the friendship side of things, like that ain't a problem for me. So like, thinking about my wife, thinking about my kids, they always, at the top of the list. Even though I teach my young cousins that you the most important person, you always got to put yourself first. Like, I ain't always the best at taking my own advice. You know what I'm saying? I usually kind of pencil myself down at the bottom, but that's what I signed up for. That's
part of the compromise, right?
That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's no problem for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't have a problem with that. It ain't a problem for me. It's it's an afterthought.
I got one for you. It's gonna be real surface level. You ain't got to go deep on it. It's kind of lighthearted, but every couple in relationship go through this. Like, what's the pettiest shit that you and your wife get mad at each other about? Like, what's that thing she do all the time, or what do you do when you just like, it pisses her off? Like leaving the toilet seat up or shit like that, like leaving shit on the counter. Like, what do y'all always clash about?
It do be some petty stuff. Like it might be like I remember it was one period super petty. I had like 4, 5, I'm gonna say 4, 5 pair of shoes like in the dining room, just kind of in the way. You feel me? Like, and boy, man, my shoes picked up, tossed all up, thrown in the room. Like, hold on now. But, bruh, she could have 10 pairs of shoes lined up up and down the stairs, literally in the way, not even out the way. But let me have 2-3 pair of shoes in the way, and it's a whole problem. Like, that's probably some of the most pettiest stuff, like just little shit like that. That's annoying.
So let me ask you in that same vein. How much do you have to pick and choose and say, you know what, I'm just gonna this ain't worth it. I'm not even gonna say nothing about it because I could, but I'm not because I know this ain't even gonna go with
all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time.
I think that's part of being a man. I think the women think that they do that more than we do, but I think men, we let that shit go.
We just ain't gonna say nothing. We just gonna
because we know what it turned into. Sometimes
it
like
is
being that. I've been in a live-in relationship before. We dated for 5 or 6 years. And it's just it'd be like what you just said. It'd be like small shit that she'll complain about. You'd be like, bro, like, really? But you don't want to really take it there because it ain't that serious, but it bothered you.
Right.
So you gotta balance it out between, it bothered me, but I can just go in here and watch the game, get on the game, and forget the shit. Or I can be talking about this for the next 3 hours.
Yeah. Or I could be petty and I could take one of them pair of shoes and just put them somewhere obscure as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Like you'll never find him again. You'll never see him again. But what? And this is in the same light of the conversation. Did you have to learn? Was it natural communicating with one another? Or did you have to learn how to do that? Now, the purpose of this question isn't to necessarily dive into your marriage per se, but just the mindset of, all right, I'm with this person who I from day one said was my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to actually do the day-to-day stuff and make sure that's accurate. You know, people do things or you might notice things. Say it's like, maybe I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's not the case. But when it comes to that first disagreement, that first argument, whatever it is, was it something that you had to learn? Like, all right, this is how I'm going to communicate to my partner, the person I love, or was it something that you just kind of trial and error over time?
I think it was kind of a look. I mean, I guess a combination of both, because like you learn through that trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and Shaq could tell you, like, she ain't the best communicator. You know what I'm saying? Where I usually am a little more direct. Like, hey, you know. So it was finding that happy medium, because like maybe I can't be as direct with her as I am with everybody else. I gotta be a little softer, or I gotta, you know, deliver it a little differently. Like I'm giving you the same meal, but I gotta plate it a little differently. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a learning process, trial and error, both ways. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 100%. Like it ain't no that. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say it was like, oh yeah, it was just natural, it was just smooth. Like hell nah, no.
So I talked about this, I think, our last episode or one of our recent episodes. I have a friend who had mentioned that, hey, things got bad for me in my marriage once we had our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because we weren't dating, we weren't showing up anymore. We were just kind of roommates with kids.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 girls.
Yeah.
2 sets of twin girls, man. Shout out to the girls, man. They're my dogs, man.
The OGs and the 2.0s.
Yeah, the OGs and the 2.0s, man. They're my dogs. But obviously,
all girls, bro.
They're running your family.
We both got a grandparent that's a twin, but we went through IVF. If you're familiar with in vitro fertilization, so that increases the chances even more. So,
so 6 and under. So 4 girls, 6 and under.
Yeah,
all together. Which I can only imagine.
Wife, Jesus.
Yeah, shout out to her. She the real MVP.
Yeah,
natural too. No C-sections.
Jeez.
What? That's whoosh.
Real gangster.
Where was that something that you were aware of, or you found out early on? Like, I want to make sure I'm very intentional about making sure that me and my wife maintains me and my wife, and being parents is different from being together. That's something like, how did you approach that whole process as you were having kids and even discussing having a family?
Yeah, absolutely. It was something that I was always intentional about, and it was just really like information that I had collected over the years. You know what I'm saying? I spent a decade plus in sales before I, got into insurance, and I, you meet a lot of people working in sales, especially retail, face-to-face sales. Young, old, all different races, backgrounds. Anything you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? And I've sat down. I spent some time in the bank. I sat down with couples divorcing and hearing their stories, and hearing about people that got divorced and just them talking to a stranger about fighting for their marriage and how important it is. You know what I'm saying? So, just you think about those things when you enter a marriage, just like, before you start a business, you collect a bunch of information about business. You hear about people's successes. You hear about people's failures. It's no different. I mean, marriage truly is the most important business venture you'll ever go on. You know what I'm saying? So I even now, like, we just had a date night last Friday, and this weekend is Valentine's Day. You best believe I already got a sitter lined up. You know what I'm saying? I had Valentine's Day set up last month. I'm already booking birthday stuff for next month. You feel me? For my wife. So it's like, you got to be intentional about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people need it every week. Some people need it every other week. Some people need it once a month. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm always, making sure that's top of mind, because we don't get that much time alone together, just us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I really ran through my day, like, I get up at 5 a.m. every day just so I can have a little bit of time to myself before I'm diving into getting the kids ready, getting them breakfast together, getting them off to school. Then I'm work from home all day, damn near. And by the time wifey get home, it's 5:30ish, and we in the dinner mode, homework mode, bedtime mode. By the time we get the kids to bed, sheesh, it's 9:30. It's like, man, beat, you know what I'm saying? So just each and every day, we don't get a lot of time together. So, having those date nights, making sure that you continue to date each other, you know what I'm saying, is truly important. And if you don't do that, that's how you become roommates. You know what I'm saying? Not I'm just bringing that up because you said it. That's not unique to his situation. You could probably talk to 10 married people and hear that story from 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know the common theme is intentionality,
and that's it's just like I will say. It's just like we do as a friend group, especially being apart now. Like, we got our trips planned where, hey, we linking up here, we linking up there. Like, it's not, we ain't having date night once a month, but we intentional about making sure we still see each other, because it's easy for a year to go past and we don't physically see each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been recording how long together now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy. No, that's no dig. That's no dig. I know. Like, it's very easy. Like, time just gets away from you. So if you don't have a plan, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. Hope is not a plan. You feel me? Like, so yeah, you got to be intentional.
That's real. Spike Lou, what about you, man? Mister, I'm never gonna be with somebody. I'm comfortable riding this thing out. I mean, convinced yet, man? You gonna get married tomorrow? Go to Vegas? Find you someone?
It sounds great for Phil. Like, you sound like a wonderful brother, and like, there's a lot of intentionality there, and I could see the good parts of it. I could definitely see that. But with that being said, not even a but. The reason I asked you, were you looking for a wife in that sense? I don't know that I have that intentionality, or they struck me yet.
Yeah.
In the sense of, I'm going out looking for a wife. Now, I was in a long-term relationship and planned on making her my wife. It just didn't work. We just weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still cool. We're still like talking friends and things like that. But I just didn't, what you're explaining just started diminishing in my vision. It wasn't the vision that I seen for me moving forward. It was more so, I'm an only child like you, so you know how this can be. Like, it was more so like I do everything by myself. I've gotten comfortable doing everything by myself. I've always did everything by myself. And that to answer your question, Rich, that's what's just at the forefront of mind of me. And I don't want to be selfish with somebody knowing that I think like that right now.
So what do you I'm laughing because I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this, because
this must be fried.
No, it's not fried, but I know you well enough to know, because I'm probably in the same thing. You ain't by yourself. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right. How do you approach that? Like, I'm sure you're 100% honest about it, but even that can have an expiration date at some point. Or maybe you find yourself catching some feelings that you weren't planning on catching. Like, has that ever happened to you?
No.
Just like, got weak.
He didn't even laugh. Like, giggle. Like, no.
He like, you nigga, I can't believe this nigga asked me that.
Like, what?
Shit.
Nah, just being like, to a point that Phil said, just being very upfront. Like, I've been in sales too. I'm a very good communicator when I want to be. I know how I do this for a living. I talk for a living. So I know how to communicate with people as to where it shouldn't be no misunderstandings. Like, it shouldn't be no, I thought this was one thing. Again, I'm definitely not going to mislead them. Like, it ain't going to be. That's when you talk about fuck boys, when I understand what chicks are saying, one of the main things that I do understand when they say that is the nigga that's lying to them. Telling them, oh, you're going to be my girl, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Meanwhile, they fucking 3-4 other bitches. And like, just being upfront for me is
what's the point
how I deal with it. I've never gotten it. Like, I've always, like, I'd say too much, you know what I'm saying, before I say too little. So, but yeah, to answer your question, Rich, what about you?
What about me?
You going out looking?
Where'd you
in marriage mode? Right.
No, am I in marriage mode? No. So I do want to experience marriage.
Even your pops told you that.
Yeah, pops told me that I do want to experience. It's just I've always told myself I'm not gonna force my hand.
Oh no.
I honestly believe that, because there have been a couple instances in life where you meet someone and it's like, all right, that feeling's there, that spark's there. Like, I can definitely see this. Now, one of them was like super young love, not like high school love, but young adult love that you just ain't mature enough or ready to kind of even go through that. But when you know what that feels like, it makes it hard to kind of settle. You know when you're settling for something. And settling, I don't even mean to say it, because a lot of times what happens is people will internalize that. And they feel, I know women will feel like something's wrong with them if you're not choosing them. And that's not the case. You know, that could be 100%. I think it's gotten to the point where women think it's a lie. Maybe because too many niggas are lying and saying this, but women are thinking, oh, you really just want to, you know, have a bunch of different women. It's like, no, I just don't want this. I don't want a relationship. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Like, you're an incredible person. I'm not there right now. You can't force that. So getting from A to B has been the biggest thing for me right now, because I have certain expectations of myself on what I would look like in a relationship and the type of man I would be and the intention. And there's a part of me that doesn't have a desire to do it right now because I have other things I'm focused on. And there's also the other side that I just don't think I've met that person that I'm willing to do it for. Because I'm sure if I did, that I can make, you know how they say you can make time for anything. And I know my schedule's booked, but I'm creative. And there's, like you said, mental. It's all mental. I can make shit shake. Yeah. It's just like, man, it's not above what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't see my life. I don't want to say it in this way, but I'm not gaining anything right now in my life by making room for that if I'm not all the way into it. Like, I gotta be almost rounding it back to what Spike said. you wanted to get married. You knew that was something you wanted to do, and you took the steps. Part of it being fully transparent and honest, I probably need to chill and start the steps if I want to do that, because I won't get there the way I am, because I can move how I want to move, and it does become emotionally taxing when you have other people's feelings involved in it and all that other stuff. But yeah, what were you gonna say? My bad.
No, I was just gonna say, like, Spike mentioned something. It made me think about it, talking about being used to doing what he want to do and that sort of thing. Like, it triggered something. It made me remember something. Me and my wife met in March, and it was a week before her birthday. She was stuck in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying, for her birthday.
Ain't no such thing as stuck.
No, you're right. But that's neither here nor there.
But it was like,
I thought that was the only thing it was.
So it was like May. So I'm gonna say like 2 months later after we first met, I booked the trip. I was booking a trip to Vegas. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Vegas. Like, you want to go? Like, cause we was already at that point where we going back and forth. I told you we was going back and forth. Like, she in Cincinnati, I'm in Louisville. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, hey, I'm about to go to Vegas. Like, you want to come? Yeah.
So what was y'all status at this point? Because it's gonna go into what I was about to say. Like, when you asking her to Vegas, and y'all going back and forth, like, are y'all friends, or like, is this like
friends at this point? We was not dating. It was just like, hey, I'm going to Vegas. Like,
hold on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have any type of like title. Did you know? Was there mutual interest? Did you know you were?
It was mutual interest, but like,
so it wasn't like she didn't look at you like this is just my homie Phil coming down to visit. Like, y'all knew
because we had only
leading towards something.
Yeah, like we had just met in March and we booked this in May. So like 2 months later. So we just getting to know each other. We kicking it. So like, yeah, it's
I know the story. I just couldn't remember the timeline.
Yeah, so it's like it's some intention, but it's like, like it ain't like
you playing it cool. Were you playing it cool in this situation? Like not trying to come on too strong?
No, not at all. It's just like I'm going. Like, do you want to go? Like, this is how much it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't fly her out. You feel me?
Oh, I thought you paid for the trip.
No. I'm going. Do you want to go? Like, not like, do you want to come with me? It's on me. Like, do you want to go? Like,
what years? What time frame was this?
What year?
Yeah.
You say 2013. Yeah, 2013.
See, I think 13 years later, because what you described is what I find difficulty in finding as a single man. Like, somebody that's just willing to be cool until it do go there. Yeah. I think now when you meet people,
they want you to be husband right away. It's like, they want you. He ain't doing enough. Like, the
favorite thing is wasting time. Like, are you wasting my time? Like, well, no, not really. I'm slick, just trying to get to know you. That's it. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying. And I think that now, since there's a lot more internet narrative and things like that than it was, like what you're explaining would be like I could do that, like slowly, gradually, just get to know somebody. Like, if you ask a chick to go to Vegas today, she's like, all this, like, all you got it, like you paying for like the room and everything, which is fine.
That goes to that social media.
Now it's a different context, though. Yeah, exactly. Like, social media will lead you to believe that this nigga got you going to Vegas and he ain't pay for the flight and the room and this, that, and the third. And then even on the male side, where you looking at it like, you got to go to Vegas and you ain't smash. You're like, it's just really convoluted. And there's all of these voices in people's head from what they scroll and doom scroll and see every day. So when it comes to just like flat out just getting to know somebody, like it's very difficult to do nowadays. Because even if you just meet them Saturday and you texting them on Sunday, the text should be like, when we going on a date or when we do it. Like, I'm just really trying to get out. I literally like what you like on TV. Like, we just texting right now.
Or you get the one where like he asked me what I want to do instead of just playing.
Instead of just coming up and be like,
I don't even know what you like. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. So a lot of those conversations are in the zeitgeist, and I think people just take those to heart. So it's very rare that you meet someone being outside. It's like on some like, shit, who are you? Like, what's up? Before
go ahead, Rick.
Before you go spending like $250 on a $300 on a date.
Right.
I was just gonna say that's you just brought up a great point where that is it's the most important step, and it's always getting missed. It's always and I'm speaking of it from, I don't want to paint this as all women do this, but I do see a lot of women that are going, they're very intentional. They know what they want, but they're not giving anything the time to see what it is. It's like, if you're not my husband, then get out of my way because you blocking my husband. It's like, I don't know if I'm your husband or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whatever the case is. You just, you could be cool, whatever. It's just, I think when you have that clock in your head, it's hard to really genuinely get to know someone and know if you like them, because you're looking at it from the sense of, this is the end goal. I want this. In order to do this, I need to get here. So I think a lot of people end up with people because they good qualities, as I said earlier. Then you realize down the line, like, oh, this ain't a husband, or this ain't a wife. Like, this ain't nothing that's gonna last. And then you get into it, you so early into it, a year, 2 years, and you got them thoughts in your head already. Like, man, I'm already sick of this shit.
Yeah, but
then there's the whole embarrassment of, we just got married, I don't want to get divorced already, and there's a whole cycle of it that goes on. And I think a lot of that happens because nobody stops to just be cool. Like, no pressure, no nothing. And that's men too. Like, I'm from a man's perspective, like, you don't have to sleep with every woman that you meet. Like, you really don't. Like, let that shit
blew
be
me
cool.
when
Like,
Cam Newton was talking about he don't have
most fried
like,
shit, bro.
Like, he don't, he couldn't be friends with an attractive woman. Like, what? Like,
if she's attractive, I'm trying to knock her down. Like, that's some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
that's like, always, you should have women around you who you not smashing. Like that. That's so, like, Dame, we give him a lot of shit, but he say this all the time. Like, you should have women involved in your business, because he said it in a crazy way, but it made sense. Like, they not competing with you. Like, men, we have egos, like, regardless of, oh, that's my man. It's like, there's still this, like, there's still this thing that you bring to the table when it's man v man. It's like, even when this person ain't even supposed to be looking at you as competition, they are gonna do that sometimes if they're under you. With women, it's like, no, I want you to succeed. Like, I have a lot of women in my life that straight platonic as to, like, well, how can I help? What can I do? Like, they gonna do that way before a man will. So like, yeah, that was some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life when Cam said it.
Yeah, I was just saying all that to say, like, just being, it's okay to get to know that, and you never know. Sometimes it's easier to keep the boundaries because there's nothing that's been crossed, and maybe you get to a point like, oh, this is just my homegirl, and that's just what it's gonna be. Where now it ain't got to be awkward. We've been cool the whole time, so nothing's got to change. Versus, I met her two days in, I slept with her, now I don't like her. Now I gotta be weird around her because I don't really want to hang with you because I know you want something more, and shit gets weird. Like, I think a lot of that shit happens, and I just take your time, like, see what it is, and then that way you can salvage a lot of different shit too.
I think what gets confused, to your point, now that I'm thinking about this, people confuse getting to know someone and courting someone as the same thing, especially in today's time.
Yeah,
like, you can genuinely be trying to get to know someone, and they'll confuse that or expect that as, oh, you're courting me, and it goes down this road where you look up y'all in a relationship and y'all didn't mean to be or didn't even like each other, like what we talking about. Getting to know people has lost, it's the lost art in nowadays.
I think the common touch in general is lost.
Agreed. I think all that's been replaced with courting. Like, a woman thinks if you're trying to talk to her, like, you're trying to get her in bed, which is the case for a lot of men. Don't get me wrong, I'm not naive to think that. However, there is a lost place in our society as to where I'm just trying to get to know you. I just want to see what you like. Like, you cool? We like the same things. Like, you might introduce me to your homegirl at some point. Like, but
I might introduce you to my homeboy.
Exactly. But that thing has been lost in, like, our society nowadays, and now we feel like shoot your shot. The famous phrase, like, you always shooting your shot. And it's like, it ain't. I wouldn't even own it.
I honestly think that was the worst thing that COVID did to us. It prevented us from being together, from being with one another. So, like, people having these COVID babies and not used to their friends and family being around the kid, and then the kid or get around people like, oh, what is going on? Like, where I was always in the neighborhood around a dozen kids, cousins, like, it just, so much of that is just gone. It's just, and it affects relationships at every level. You know what I mean?
This is for you, Lou, in particular. Do you find yourself maybe not even not approaching women, but having that thought in your head, like, I know I genuinely just want to get like, if I see you when
on text conversations in the middle of them, just because it was like, I'm like, did it like you said, the Sagittarius brand. Like I've gotten texts and like in the middle of getting to know somebody, I'm never texting. I'm like, you'll never get a response back from me. Just because you're like, to answer your question, and I didn't mean to cut you off, it does prevent me sometimes from approaching, like, because I'm not approaching you on some, oh, I'm trying to make you my wife, and you might be on that, and that's fine. I'm cool, but I'm not on that in particular. I'm just trying to, like, you may have been cute, you may have done something, like it may have just been a genuine interest in wanting to get to know you more versus I'm getting your number, and from this point forward, I'm texting you, calling you, taking you out with the intention of I want you to be my wife or my girlfriend. That ain't always the case. And it ain't always the case, so I'm doing it to fuck you either. It's like sometimes, and I think less mature men ruin this, and women that are overly skeptical ruin this. Like sometimes it is just that. Like you can get to know somebody and it can stop there.
Nah, that's real. And I don't know I don't know if I want to get that deep in the bag, man. Because I was going to talk about something that Phil know about, but when I was out here wilding in the office.
Man, legend.
Well,
I had a few of those, man.
I'm trying to think of the right way to. Well, there was two different women in this office. One of them I was sleeping with. The other one I was cool with, but she liked me. But we was cool, like, and like we were cool, like we were hang out. You know, what you doing this weekend? You want to do X, Y, and Z, like all that shit. So, but the woman who I was sleeping with,
fried Rich.
know what type of dude Rich is, and like, nah, I ain't just hanging out.
This nigga crazy trying to explain this shit to us, like, oh yeah, this is normal. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. No. You know what a woman gonna think about that, nigga?
What?
Are you serious?
No. But he's not lying though. He's not lying though. It's crazy.
He's not lying on his end, but I'm thinking. Right, finish your story, then I'll tell you what I think.
It was not. It turned into. So I genuinely wasn't even thinking about nothing. Like, you know, it is what it is. But the woman who I was sleeping with, like, really. So what would happen was, I wasn't privy to this, but those two women would go to lunch together.
Of course they did. Like, of course they did. What?
And obviously the one didn't know that I was sleeping with the other one. Like,
the one who was sleeping with initiated.
The one who I was sleeping with, no. The one who wouldn't. I don't know what it was. I don't know how they ended up going to lunch together. But
I'm telling you,
the one I was sleeping with would come back.
The girl you was smashing asked the other girl to lunch, nigga, because she seen y'all around, nigga.
Seen them googly eyes.
Probably. Yeah, because then I would get and that. You see, and that's the exact term she used.
What she
so
say?
I got a text message, googly eyes. Like she gave me like, what's going on with you? Like, I think you playing in my face, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting here dumb to it. Like, that's just, we cool. Like, we kick it, all that. She was like, nah. Every day I gotta hear at lunch about you, and she giving these googly eyes when your name get brought up and blah blah blah. And I didn't know how fried it was, but I'm saying all that to say, and I should have known this at the time, but it was a good lesson in. There was something in my like dumb male brain that justified like, yo, me and you was getting it in. Like, that's just somebody else. And she's sitting there the whole time like, nigga, that's what I want. I want to hang out with you. I want to kick it with you. I don't want the bedtime hours. I want all this shit. And I ain't think of it. And like I said, I know I sound fried right now. I'll take that on the chin. But it really took that to happen for me to look at it like, damn, I didn't know that you felt like I was doing you dirty. And I don't think she felt that way either until there was another woman who was getting the time that she wanted. Because I'm sitting here justifying it like, oh, it ain't even that type of time with it. Like, why does she get the public time and I don't get the public time? I get the private time and all that. Mm-hmm. And it was like, damn. It really made me start thinking about things in a different way, which is why I'm very aware and conscious. It leads to the point. And go ahead, because I'm bringing this up for a reason.
I promise you both, there is a woman out there for both of y'all that y'all will want to spend the private and the public time with. I'm not. I don't know where she at, but I promise you, she out there somewhere.
I believe. But Rich, you fried because you knew what was going on. Like, there's no way. Like,
I don't think I
What I
genuinely
did
don't think he
learn-
did. I genuinely don't think
I'll be
he did.
oblivious,
Just like
man.
that other conversation that I know you want to have, Spike. I genuinely just don't think he looked at it that way.
Okay, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
how old were you?
Old enough. Too old.
Okay, gotcha.
Too
Gotcha.
old. It was
You can correct
maybe
me.
this is probably like 7, 8, right? 8, 9 years ago.
Yeah, six.
So early 30s, probably like 30.
Here's where I
31,
give
so
you
around there.
grace. I give you grace because I didn't learn this until I was a lot older too. Like within the last maybe 5 or 6 years, I didn't understand how jealous the women were of each other. And Phil, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. You did like
you were right.
I was
say nothing else. You're right.
I was in shock when I would hear like my girl explain shit, and you'd be like, "You got that from that? Like what? Like?" And I'm not saying it was just her being jealous or anything, but just how the woman brain thinks.
Woman brain different.
It's different. Like we had this conversation with P on here before. Like woman brain is totally different, and the more you're around it and you listen to it, especially in a relationship, especially if you have good communication, she feel like she can confide in you. It just don't make sense to male logic. Like we can never make sense of it, nor know what they'll be thinking because they brain just go a different place from ours.
So, all right. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So I'm glad you mentioned the whole reason I even brought this story up, and you kind of landed it perfectly, Spike. I wanted to ask you a question specifically because this is where I find myself, like really being on my own ass about it, and that's the whole responsibility of, as a man, when do you take a step back and you like, you know what, I'm not going to continue this on. And here's what I'm referencing. You talked about. We both have talked about, hey, I'm not in a relationship, I'm single, but that don't mean there ain't people around, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, for lack of better terms, guilty?
About what?
Even though you're upfront, and you're honest about what your intent is, you ever feel guilty about making a connection with a woman and not taking it to another step? Even if she says she don't want it, I think part of it is women do have a different set. The way they process feelings is a little bit different than us. And I think sometimes they might say, I don't want this. And men do it too. So I don't want to put this just on women. I know men that'll do the same thing. But yeah, it started out as I don't want this, but now I do. And I think women are more, they're first of all, they're way more loyal. And they'll ride with you through bullshit that a lot of men would go ahead and say, nah. So they might hold on just for hope. And might think, hey man, maybe Spike Lewis, maybe his feelings will change one day, and they'll stick around. Next thing you know, it's been a year. Next thing you know, it's been 2 years. Do you ever look at it and say, well, I told you up front what it was, but you also realize you catching too many feelings. I need to exit myself out of the situation, or are you going to continue to keep the agreed upon arrangement?
No,
does that make any sense?
No, I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm not. And that's another thing too. Like I'm not gonna play boyfriend with her and then be like, oh, I told you what it was, but meanwhile I've been acting like her boyfriend. Like that's asshole shit to do.
Man. What's like acting like her boyfriend though?
Doing boyfriend shit.
Like going on dates or doing what? Like if it's nighttime visiting hours, but they happen in a few times a week, is that boyfriend behavior? Or is it like, oh, I brought you some? I don't know. I'm curious to know what that means to you.
I think it's like porn. You know it when you see it. Like that's what you know what I mean. Like what you're saying is true, but there's different contexts of it because those late night visiting hours can be strictly. Well, I told you what it was, but also there are things that we know that we can do as men to women to make them feel like, oh, this nigga fucking with me for real. We know that we possess that ability to know that. So I'm never going to do that if I don't plan on taking it to that level. So I don't feel guilty because I'm not going to do that. Now
so you ain't a love bomber is what you saying.
No. So I like all my initial conversation to be general. Like I ain't trying to like what type of, I want to know what type of, it's gonna sound like I'm being pretentious, but what type of books you read, what type of TV shows you watch, where you like to go, what you like to eat, what you like to do, where you done travel to. Like I only need to know that. I ain't pop up at your job so I can see you for 15 minutes. Like, I'm not doing that. That's boyfriend shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm generally just trying to get an assumption of who you are. So I never steer away from that or present that in anything different from a sense of like, I'm trying to be your man, so I want to know these things about you. It's like what you interested in? What are we going to talk about? Like, what's going to keep us interested in each other? So to answer your question, no, I never feel guilty because I don't do that now.
Can that person turn into your friend?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you
still gradually move on from there, or it can stay there.
And you still fucking with each other, like you still fucking or whatever the case is. But now you friends. Now is that boyfriend shit or is that friend shit? Like if you buy her,
that's where the communication come in.
Okay.
Right? And like now we got to have a conversation because obviously I'm feeling something, you feeling something. We way more comfortable around each other. And you was talking about just now buying gifts. And like if we planning on doing trips and stuff like that, yeah, like something like as men, we got to be, especially at this age, to have that conversation. Like when I was younger, you should let that ride out. Like it ended up where it ended up. Like if she came to you and been like, "You my man," you're like, I guess we can figure it out. Like that's happened before. But now at my big age, I know how to present well enough and have the right conversations, ask the right questions, being able to communicate as to where you there's no way that I'm going to feel guilty because you got something confused because all the communication was clear. All of it was handled like adult. We had the conversations. Like I'm going to do that. Now, again, to answer your question, in my past, yeah, I feel guilty about some of those that may have happened and like it didn't end up how it was supposed to end up or could have ended up, but not today, not in current state. No, like I could never see myself having that problem. What about? Go ahead.
I was gonna. Oh, you want to answer?
What?
My bad. Can I ask you a question, though? Actually, both of y'all. But like earlier, you mentioned like you used kind of like I said about that trip that I took. You talked about doing your own thing, being able to do whatever you want to do, and having had that extended living relationship. And Rich, you was not the longest extended living relationship, but just a relationship. Do you feel like you've been in relationships that you weren't able to do the things that you did or that you do being single? Like you had to change who you were? Because that's the beautiful thing about my relationship, my marriage. I don't
chase the hoes no more.
I mean, obviously, but like, if that's you, if that's who you are, then okay.
Yeah, I'm talking shit.
You know
that was a joke.
Saying? But like,
it's a joke.
You feel like you couldn't do the things you wanted to do?
Not even do the things that you want to do, and this is only child selfish bullshit, but just doing shit that you like you don't like to do. It ain't that you don't necessarily like. Here's a petty one, and I want something like what I asked you earlier, Phil. Like when you're in a relationship, you know you got to do the date night, like you said. But I used to hate with passion taking pictures for my girl. Like, you know, when she get dressed and she wants you to take the picture in front of the spot, leaving out the house, take the video. Oh, you didn't do it right. Oh, do it this way. Oh,
my wife
use
is an influencer,
filter.
so you ain't got to tell me.
So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's petty, and it sounds crazy to say, but that used to piss me off. Yeah. And one of the things about being single now, I'm so glad that I don't have to do that for nobody. Like I cringe up now just from PTSD from that. When somebody asks me, hey, can you take this picture? Like, no, nigga, I'm not taking. Do I look like a photographer, nigga? I'm not taking no pictures. It got to the point as to where I was gonna hire just a photographer for date night. It's like I'm not taking no pictures. Let this nigga do it. Well, not no real expensive one. It probably would have been like $200. But with that being said, it would have saved me my peace in the sense of like I'm irritated while we sitting here at the table because I just took 52 pictures in the parking lot, getting out the car, walking out of the house, and date night ain't gonna go as great as you want it to go when you're doing all that. So to answer your question, there aren't things that I feel like I couldn't and can do, but there are things that I don't do that I did to make sure that they were cool. She was cool. So
that's hilarious.
What about you?
I'm done with these fucking pictures.
Done with them. I'll take pictures now because of it.
Because I just feel like that's kind of like a common thing. Like, man, I can't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was just curious.
That's a great question. I don't think it's ever been a I can't be me thing. I've never had that experience. I think what it is us as men sometimes don't appreciate how easy it can be to talk to women and talk to your girl. And maybe with the way conversations and the way things are more we've been brought more awareness on them, especially from a mental health standpoint or just communication or whatever. I feel like we're a lot more open now to expressing our feelings and just being upfront and honest. Because it sounds crazy. This kind of goes back to a conversation we had on last week's episode when at the end of the episode we played that clip about the dude that wanted to. And we don't know what he wanted to do, but the dude that went to the camping trip or whatever. Yeah, it kind of leads into that. There was a period of time, and maybe for some people that still exists today, where they felt that they were less than a man for telling their girl they didn't want to spend time with them because the expectations are X, Y, and Z in our relationship. And really, it's just as simple as, hey, I just need a break. I need to go to the movies by myself. I need to have this day trip I'm going fishing. I'm going to the park. Whatever it is, it's okay to say that. So I think the one thing I would say is I wish that I didn't make it I won't say make it a big deal, but I'll just be upfront about I don't want to do that with you today. I want to do this by myself. And just being able to, I know it sounds easier than what it is, but at least I was going to say, but you can't say it like that. It's got to be received. Yeah. Well, that's the end result, but it takes time to get there. It kind of talked when I asked Phil about like learning how to communicate with each other. Like there are certain things, and this is very important, especially at our age. Being upfront. Once you reach that point of you realize like, oh, this is somebody I want to date, I think there really has to be an honest conversation about what that looks like for each of you. I think the one thing that people fall into is this traditional air quote sense of what a relationship is. The Disney story version of it versus what works for us. Like what's actually a good idea. Some people, for what works for them is not sleeping in the same bedroom. They might have their own rooms because it just makes our life easier. I feel like whatever reason, I don't know. But there's always little things that each relationship has different from the next. And being open, being honest, learning how to communicate, like, hey, this is what I do now, right? So if a woman takes a girl's trip twice a year, if I take one girl's trip a year, not me, but if a woman takes one girl's trip a year and one solo trip a year, and she's been doing that for the past 10 years, then guess what? There should be room for her in her relationship to continue taking those trips. Yeah. Nobody should have to change what they've been doing in their life because now they have a partner. And I think the issue is a lot of partners want to come in and take over that life, and they don't appreciate the individuality. Me, I love the individuality. Have all the hobbies, have all the passions, all that. Like the busier you are, actually, the better. Because I'm busy too. Like I remember telling you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say her name on here, Phil, but back in the day, I remember telling her verbatim, you need a hobby. Like, you can't be hitting me up like this all the time. Like, and I didn't say that part. Right. That was my mind was saying, like, there's no way you're this bored at home. Yeah. Like, there's something you can be doing. Like, I literally told her, there's no book club, no interest that you have, because I couldn't understand how you had this much free time on your hands. And I was young, so that doesn't come off well all the time. You know, so it's got to be like, yo, I want to do this. I was, do you have stuff where your wife knows? Like, for me, it would be golf. Like, if I say I'm going to play golf, like 4 hours off the books. Like, don't call me. Like, text will be limited. Like, it's 4 hours, it's off the books, and I feel like that should be understood because that's what I like to do. Absolutely. Like, do you have stuff like that? Yeah, and your wife have stuff like that too.
Absolutely. She, like I said, she an influencer, so she do a lot of content, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of times she get invited to stuff, or maybe I'm a plus one, maybe I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I used to play in the adult wood bat league. I had games twice a week. I'm a Bengals season ticket holder. I don't miss no Bengals game. Other little hobbies here and there. I've been trying to get on the links. I done had a set of starter clubs for I don't know how long, but all my homies that golf don't want to take me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because I'm the new dude. I'm the one that ain't, you know what I'm saying, never been on the links. You feel me? But nah, I still take my guys' trips. You know, me, Vegas, me, Corey. Me, Rich, and our boy Corey. Like we go to Vegas or go to the draft site.
Invite me last year, man.
Got left out in the cold. Well, no, that's the one I didn't go. The one we went to, Well, the draft, I don't think we talked about it.
Oh,
So I
you
think what
talking
happened
about
was,
the one for Salt or whatever? When
yeah,
you
after I went to the draft, I told you about it, and I told you I was going to tell you
Yeah.
about the next one, which was supposed to be in July or August. I didn't go to that one, and then I couldn't bring you to the next one because that was Phil's anniversary. I'd have been, you'd have just been a random dude, just like celebrating the 10-year anniversary when you don't know nobody there. But yeah, we set it up again soon, man. So we're gonna make that work. We try to get you to come out to San Diego with some Gibbs.
I was gonna say, like,
I won't go to the concert, but I'll go. I'll
yeah, just come to San Diego. Yeah, you ain't gotta go to the concert.
Going to the concert.
And Spike, kind of answer your question now. Speaking of Gibbs, just in October, Gibbs was in Detroit on a Saturday. I told wifey, hey, we both can't go. I'm going to see Gibbs. It's in Detroit. It's at 7. Look, I'm going. I'll shoot right back after the concert. I ain't gonna have too much fun without you. I ain't gonna make it a weekend in Detroit without you. But I'm going.
I see why you've been married 10 years and that's your one. Any woman that's gonna let you go to a Freddie Gibbs concert and be like, nice, cool. I'm gonna watch the 4 kids, go to Detroit. I know it's Freddie Gibbs.
That's the only Freddie Gibbs show I've been to that she ain't been with me. You feel me? Like we going to see Gibbs in June. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, Gibbs nice, man.
Your wife don't listen to Freddie Gibbs, Phil. Don't paint her in that light on this podcast, man.
Look, she ain't got no choice.
I don't even know Shaq. Don't do that to her.
The way Freddie gets spent, she don't got a choice.
That's fucking insane.
Freddie, stay in rotation, man. You know what it is, Spike Lou.
Y'all niggas, though.
But I'm going to see Cardi with her next month. You feel me? It's give and take.
You're a champ for that too. Because
it is a lot of give and take. I will say that, man. So it's I know we getting close to 2 hours. So I'm gonna get here and wrap things up here soon. We could probably go on for another hour or so.
Facts.
Phil, I'm sure we can have another part where you on and we talk about things more in a more nuanced
way.
I
know we ain't probably get to dive into everything. We all over the place, but
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. This is what this is for, just real conversations. But Spike Lou, did you have anything else for Phil before we got out of here?
No, man, I think we nailed it. It was great.
I was gonna say, ain't nothing you can't ask me. So
no, we appreciate you, Phil. Really, man. That's I think having that mindset and just kind of knowing where we are as men is the most important thing. Before you even think about relationships or companionship, make sure you're solid in who you are as a man, and then act accordingly from that point on. Figure out what it is that you want. It's okay to be Spike Lou and say, I just have zero interest in doing that. And I think a lot of people respect that when you have that. It's an uncertainty. It's when you don't know who you are, you're trying to dabble on both sides of the fence. That's when you get called the fuck boy and getting all that. Like,
because you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes once you do, you can. Sometimes the hardest thing is admitting that I want something that I didn't think I wanted.
Yeah.
Like the person that grew up thinking they always wanted to get married, finally realizing I don't want to get married. The person that grew up thinking I'm gonna have kids, they realized one day I don't want to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Saying it out loud is the first step, in my opinion. But great appearance by you, Phil. What you got to say?
I was gonna say you just inspired me to say something else. It's about what you want. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was looking for a wife when I found my wife, but she wasn't the first woman that I met when I was looking for a wife. Like if you're looking for a house, you're gonna find a house. It might take you a little while. You know what I'm saying? You might fall in love with the first house you see, but it might be because you want a house so damn bad. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's all about preparing yourself for what you want, and then when it's presented, you ain't got to worry about getting ready because you are already ready. So,
my dog, man, Philly, I appreciate you, man. Love you, brother.
You already know. Love you too, bro.
Spike Lou, you already know what it is. Bookworms, thank you. Hit us up at Another Week in the Books on Instagram, awitb2022@gmail.com. Let us know your comments. We definitely had comments that I forgot to read, so we'll read those next chapter. Don't forget, with the new setup, no episode next Friday. We'll be back the following week to wrap up February. Unless anything changes with Spike Lou's schedule, there's no episode next Friday. But until then, we'll see y'all for chapter 55. Yeah, it'll be chapter 55. Damn, we rolling through. Phil, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We out.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's get better. Let's get better this week.
Appreciate it.